hacia la felicidad.
Good morning guys, and welcome to another video, this time in Lisbon, and I'm so excited for what's ahead over the next 3 days. Obviously last night I landed. It was a 4-hour flight from Copenhagen to here. It was so long, and I arrived at like midnight, so sleep was a bit restless, but I'm so energized because obviously I'm in Lisbon, and my accommodation is in such a beautiful place. It's like in the old town sort of area, so it kind of gives that kind of classic kind of Portuguese vibe. So I absolutely love where I found my Airbnb, which I'll put into the comments perhaps. And obviously I guess being on exchange, this technically counts as going on a solo trip, but coming to Lisbon, Portugal, which is 4 hours away from what I call my home now, which is in Sweden, is another unique experience to, embrace this feeling of solo travel. Obviously I've come here, I didn't know how to take a taxi to this accommodation. I don't know how to use public transport still. There's so many like question marks and things I don't know that I will have to figure out today. And I also love the fact that I get to go on my own schedule. I think it's so fun to travel with a companion. I think so far my best trips have been in smaller groups, obviously. So traveling with one other person that you really click with, that you really vibe with, and you're really close with, so you don't really need to compromise that much. And group settings, they're also fun, but a bit more compromise is needed, I guess, naturally. But I'm going solo. This time it's solo, so I get to go on my own schedule. I get to eat what I want. I get to go to the places that I want to go to. And if I want to have a rest, then I can have a rest whenever I want. So this flexibility and this freedom, I think, is really enriching, especially for those of you who think that you're more independent naturally and more adventurous. I feel like solo travel gives so much thrill. So I'm really excited to see kind of the emotions that I feel over the next 3 days, the perspectives that I come to, and how this will inform me on future solo, trips. And I plan to backpack Europe, maybe in 2026. So I will definitely upload that onto this channel and document my journey and process through that. But this one's just really, this whole exchange really is just getting a feel for all these different types of stuff, the solo travel. But I'm really excited for today. We're gonna firstly go to a cafe, a really nice cafe that I researched, and then we're gonna go to a flea market, a really famous flea market that Lisbon is known for. So tag along, please.
Hacia la felicidad.
So first impressions of Lisbon so far. I think it's so beautiful, and the weather's actually cleared out. It's supposed to be cloudy, but it's actually a little bit sunny. And the buildings are really beautiful because they're really old, and it just adds like this really rustic and beautiful vibe to it. So I'm loving it so far. And also I've hit like more than a dozen little alleyways, and the aesthetics of them are so beautiful. It's just so nice.
La vida es lo que se da. Es un instante que se va, que se va.
So breakfast was really nice with a matcha latte and avocado on sourdough toast. And the aesthetics of the cafe was so nice. It was so kind of Southern European, so Portuguese. It was so authentic, and obviously the ambient lights and stuff like that. So I'd highly recommend paying a visit here to this cafe.
Respirar y llenarme de amor.
So the Feira flea market was absolutely amazing. I bought one piece, a shirt, which I'll show you later for the summer, but I was really impressed. It's massive and it has such a good variety, and I'd highly recommend popping by there. I spent like 2 hours there. It was so good. So just ate at the restaurant. To be honest, I don't know if it was worth the money. It wasn't that great. Like the vibe, like the aesthetics of the interior is nice, but the music was a little bit interesting, and also the food was okay as well. Because I did a bit of research and I said it was a really good one, but yeah, it was just okay, average. It was good to try though. I just can't get over how beautiful Lisbon is. All the buildings are so old and so preserved. The vibe is just so nice, like compared to any other city in Europe that I've been to so far. It's so unique, and the food is so vibrant. Food culture, there's so many restaurants. I love it so far. I absolutely love it. I highly recommend you come. Even in winter time, it's so beautiful. Normally it's a summer destination, I guess, but it's still so beautiful in winter. So now I'm off to Humana, vintage store. So we'll see if we can find any good pieces there. So didn't end up finding anything at Humana. So now I'm going to go to Le Davigor, I think that's how it's pronounced, bookstore. It's a really famous bookshop in Lisbon, or library, I'm not too sure. So yeah, that'll be good. The Alex factory was amazing. I think it was like an old factory that it used to be, and then it sort of like was refurbished, all the buildings, and then they put up with really unique, I think 33 unique shops. So that was really cool and definitely worth visiting. But now I'm a bit hungry, so I'm off for some food, and then I'll watch the sunset at one of the places that you'll see soon. It's our second day in Lisbon, and yesterday I had the most amazing time by myself. I don't know why, I just really felt in my elements, and everything just felt so natural to, do this whole trip solo. It just feels so normal to me for some odd reason. And I think yesterday really gave me some perspective about how beautiful Southern Europe is, and it's really informed me and kind of brewed this inner fire within me to come back in the spring, summer, autumn time and explore the Southern Europe area while I'm backpacking Europe in hopefully a couple of years' time. And it's really weird being in your 20s, I guess, because every kind of week, my kind of destination in terms of what am I going to do after university is constantly changing. One week it was, studying a diploma in psychology and then doing a master's straight afterwards to become a clinical psychologist, save up money and then travel the world. And then now I'm thinking, I don't know about that. Maybe I want to start in my late 20s. It's all really confusing, and I'm thinking about an internship now, and then working corporate job, 9 to 5 office, which I hate. I really, really hate. I don't want to be stuck behind an office desk, 9 to 5, Monday to Friday. That is my biggest nightmare. So week by week, it's just changing. And I guess this is part of the confusion of your 20s. And it's about embracing these these things, and I think a lot of us can see this as a lot of turbulence, and maybe some of us see it as a bit negative, but I really enjoy this confusion, to be honest. I'm just embracing life for what it is. But I do think it's important that when you're experiencing these moments of confusion, uncertainty, is to sit in those kind of feelings and tune into those feelings, embrace those feelings. It's not to, like, by no means to, you know, get rid of them and push them aside and not even think about it and only think about the positives. No. It's about sitting through all of these sort of roller coasters and just, to an extent, sitting in the shit sometimes, which I think is really important. But there's a whole level about a pep talk about what I'm going through in my 20s, and hopefully some of you also in your 20s can relate, or maybe even your 30s. And so today, we're not off on a tangent, but today we're going to a beautiful beachside town called Cascais, which is about a 40-minute train ride from Lisbon. So that'll be really exciting. I haven't really got much planned on the itinerary, so it'll kind of be more spontaneous for the rest of the day. And also, one thing I think is important is I'm that type of person who does not like going to tourist spots, and I think a lot of you can relate. Tourist spots are my lowest priority. My highest priority is actually the hidden gems, and I usually come across them on Instagram Reels, but you really have to be careful and look intentionally at the reel and see if it's like, do your kind of research around that area that their reel is suggesting to see if it's touristy or not, because I love those hidden gems so much. It gives me so much fulfillment as opposed to a tourist attraction spot. It just leaves me so empty. I don't know why. It just doesn't leave me full, even though it is really beautiful. But yeah. And also, I've realized through this exchange that I've become really good at planning trips now. So for the future, when I'm, you know, backpacking or traveling, I know exactly what to do. And that doesn't mean I'm a, you know, master at it. No. I'm still fine tuning it and refining that skill of planning travel, and using Google Maps has been a really cool one, where you can save locations and you can pinpoint locations and see where you are relative to those locations, and then go to them. That's enough. That's enough level from me. Let's crack into the day. I'm really, really excited. Breakfast at Cascais was really yummy. I think the combination of croissant and flat white, that was like really, really nice. Also had sourdough on mushrooms, and it was also really nice as well. So yeah, I'd highly recommend popping by the cafe. But next we're gonna now go to Cascais. I think it's about a 40-minute train ride to Cascais, but I'm really looking forward to this beachside town, even in wintertime. I also did lots of journaling actually in the cafe, and it was really nice. It was really calming, and I was able to really kind of dissect, simplify my thoughts. I feel like that's such a good thing about journaling. It just simplifies everything, especially as like a chronic overthinker. I think a lot of us can relate to that. So yeah, it was really nice and really calming. Okay, so I'm going to Cascais now, but I was just buying like a 24-hour pass, and this really nice guy came up and he kind of tapped the screen where you buy the ticket all for me, because it was really confusing and blurry. But afterwards he was like, oh, do you have any spare cash or like coins for the homeless? And obviously I presume he was homeless, and I gave him €3 in coins. I don't know why I gave him €3. Maybe because I didn't want him to keep pestering me to give me more, but oh well, that's, yeah, fine. €3 is a lot, obviously, as a student, so I was just like, fuck, why did I do that? I should have just given him €1.50, but he was really nice. But yeah, that was an interesting encounter. So I'm in Cascais finally, and it is absolutely beautiful. The water, I've just come by the rocks, and there's a couple divers next to me. I don't know what they're looking for, maybe some crayfish, shells, whatever, but it's really nice. Like I feel this real sense of slowness, and it's really calming and really, really nice here. Said a lot of times, but the alleyways in Portugal are amazing. They're so aesthetic, and it's just good vibes, really good vibes. Like, my heart has just sunk and fallen in love with Southern Europe, and I'd love to explore it maybe in the springtime perhaps. Just finished lunch at A Antiguanhana, I think that's how it's pronounced. That was breathtaking. That was such a cool experience. I think grandparents run it, and they cooked the fish on the charcoal, outdoor charcoal. The chips were good, the salad was amazing. It was so authentic, and I feel like it really I really felt that I was having like a proper Portuguese cuisine meal, and the grandma was really, really kind, so it was really nice. It's a little bit expensive, but it's so worth it. I would highly recommend going there. And probably out of all the cuisines that I've had, perhaps so far in Europe, that has been probably the most moving for me personally. I think it's, it's when you find those hidden gems in terms of like restaurants, I think it's a feeling like unlike anything else, to find those hidden gems. I'm so content, and I'm so happy with that, and thankful for the food that they provided. But now I'm just gonna have my last wander around Cascais, and I'll probably head back into city Lisbon for some thrift shopping, and pop into Levi's as well to find a tank top. And the weather's really nice as well. This trip has just been so amazing so far. I cannot get over it. And like I said before, it's the perfect introduction to Southern Europe for when I come back eventually in another season of life, hopefully in the next 2 years.
Hoy pienso en qué pasó y cómo me afectó las horas.
So as I watch the sunset, I reflect on the last 2 days and how meaningful it was, and just some of the perspectives I've come to in this short time. And it was so awesome to just solo travel, go on my own schedule, and it's given me further fuel and fire in the next couple of years to pursue backpacking by myself, hopefully. And I guess you could sort of see it as the end of the beginning. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, as always, and I'll see you guys very soon.
Enfrente la soledad.